getting ghosted when you do your follow-ups after your sales calls? It's like hitting a wall with follow-ups, right? No matter how many emails you send, phone calls you make, text messages that go out, they're just not responding back to you. That's what it is. They're ghosting you. But what if I told you there's a key mistake most salespeople make? And it's not about how many follow-ups that you do, but it's how you do it. So stick around, because I'm going to reveal to you the different secrets and strategies that I've used to turn that silence into sales. Hey, it's Tom Jacobs here. I love dropping these nuggets to help you increase your sales so that you can help more people, especially for those heart-centered salespeople and solopreneurs and solo practitioners. All right, so let's get real for a second. Following up after a sales call is exhausting. I try to avoid it at all costs by not offering follow-ups if somebody doesn't buy straight away. In fact, I'm sure I'll make a video on making sure that you don't have to do follow-ups and making sure people are buying from you and not making excuses not to buy. But let's just say we're getting those follow-ups anyway. People are saying, oh, let me think about it. Follow up with me in a week. Well, maybe you've already reached out and they know who you are. They know that you're trying to sell them something, and it's annoying because I get this all the time. And it's like the language that people use in those follow-ups just sounds needy. It sounds desperate. And you've got to not sound that way as a salesperson. When a salesperson comes across needy, it's like, oh, I'm not quite sure of my program. I just need to sell you. It's not coming from the heart. You need to come from a place of, I know that this program is going to help solve your program, and I want you to do it because I know you need it and I know you're going to benefit from it. And when you come from the heart and you come from that perspective of helping and serving, it doesn't come across as needy. It comes across as passionate about helping them. And when you come across that way, you're not going to get ghosted. But here's the hard fact. Most salespeople require at least 5 follow-ups to close. But most salespeople give up after one try. They get discouraged and they think, oh, if they wanted it, they would have replied to me and they would have purchased. Well, that's absolutely wrong. If we want results, we need to tackle the follow-up process like a pro, not as an amateur, not as a needy salesperson. We have to come from the heart and offer our help to solve that prospect's problem. Now, here's a list of things that you definitely should not do and kills that follow-up and will guarantee that you're going to get ghosted. So first of all, you send out an email and most times people aren't going to respond straight away. It just, people get busy. That email gets lost in the shuffle. So it's not going to happen. You're going to get a low response rate. And the second thing is most salespeople don't want to do that 3, 4, and 5 times of follow-up because they fear being too pushy. And nobody wants to be that salesperson that's needy and pushy either. The third thing is there's lack of personalization in that follow-up. Maybe it's an automated email that goes out that's like, hi, first name. Could you imagine getting an email that says that? You're going to just go delete, delete and block. That's what I would do. Or maybe the timing is poor. It's too soon. They're not really needing the service anymore. And maybe you forgot to take some really good notes in terms of when is a good time for them. So what do? Well, we fix the mistakes, we make the process smoother, and we get smarter with our follow-up strategies. So let's break down into actionable, relatable solutions for you to do right now. If you're getting a low response rate or you're getting ghosted, most likely you are not saying the right things in that email, the text message, the voicemail that you're sending. And you should be doing all the different media to get a hold of that prospect after the sale. They said, yeah, follow up with me, and now they're ghosting you. So it is your duty and obligation to follow up with them. But if you go into it, and there's some other sales trainers that I follow on Instagram that say, don't say the F word, follow up. Absolutely not, right? Because that, again, sounds needy. But maybe you're saying, hey, I really am concerned about this problem that you're having. I know that we spoke about some solutions for it. Where would you like to go with it? And you're putting it on them to make a decision. You're not sounding needy. You're saying, hey, you have, and you're reminding them here, this is the key. You're reminding them of the problem that they have and that you have a solution for them. Where would you like to go from here? And you put it on them. you're going to get a call back. You're going to get, yeah, thank you so much for reminding me of that, something like that. And you're going to get a response, most likely. But remember, it depends on which media you're sending it through as well. So if it's email, copy it into a text message and then onto a voicemail. You want to make sure that you're hitting them in the media. And remember, people do not respond to generic emails. Like, get all these emails sometimes that start off with, I hope you're well. Why waste the words there? Just get right to it. You know what the problem is. Be like, hey, Tom, last time we spoke, you had mentioned that you're having trouble with sleep. And I presented that solution of my program, which is a 3-step process to get you better sleep so that you can feel rested and more secure and whatever the things were that we had discussed. Where would you like to go from here? Question mark, all the best, Tom. You know, and that's that simple. If it's a long diatribe and a book and a novel that you've written and you're like, oh, and I've parsed all the email, I've read through it and I've wordsmithed it, it's not going to get read because it's too much. Keep it short, keep it brief, and don't be needy with that. And you will definitely get a response back. The second problem that I was talking about is being too pushy, or the fear of being too pushy. And so we actually don't do the amount of follow-up that's needed. It needs to take at least 3 to 5 touches to get that person to respond. And so we want to actually help them. And if you're coming from a mindset of, I need to serve this person, I need to help them solve their problem, then you are going to come across as helpful. And who doesn't want to get helped? So you need to reframe why you are following up with these people. It's not that you're being pushy, it's being helpful in helping them solve a problem. So it's in your own mindset in terms of why you're not getting those responses back. And the third thing that we talked about was the timing of when that follow-up happens. If it's right after the sales call, hey, what's your decision? Like the day after or 2 hours after, it's probably not the right time to do that follow-up. You want to give some value first. So maybe a day after is like, hey, I was thinking about your problem, and here's a resource that I've put together that might get you thinking more about some of those solutions. And boom, now you're giving something to them, and you're not even asking for the follow-up. It's like, hey, I had this thought while we were talking, and this is what I put together for you. And that's going to go a long way because now you're offering some little micro solutions for them. They're like, oh, wow, he's really helpful. He really does want to help me. He just doesn't want to make a sale. And so when you're doing that, you're going to get a much better response rate back. And then you just want to time it, like maybe it's 3 days later and then a week later and then 2 weeks later. And then if they haven't responded by that point, tell them that you're not going to follow up with them and you wish them all the best. Or maybe if they need a referral to somebody else, you offer that as well. And you'll be amazed when you do the breakup email, like, hey, I haven't heard from you. I don't know if you've been abducted by aliens or something like that. But in any case, I wish you the best. I won't be following up with you any further. If you do need anything, just send me back an email. And you'll be amazed. When you send that email, you will get responses back. And typically I hear, oh, I'm really sorry, I was super busy, which is BS in my opinion. This is my decision. And then you know your follow-up is complete. And that's really simple ways of going through those 3 problems that we addressed and how to solve them. The key takeaways I want you to learn from this video is 1, don't be needy. Don't come across as somebody that's begging for business. That lowers your status, that makes you just, I don't know, it just has a bad feeling. And you want that prospect to realize that you are there to help them and you are there to make sure that they are getting the help that they need to solve the problem that they have. And so when you come from that point of view, all those other problems that we talked about are going to go away. So make sure you're implementing some of this stuff that I'm giving you today. And I have a very special free resource that I'd love for you to have. It's how to be persistent and consistent with getting more appointments on your calendar. And I give you exact text scripts, voicemail scripts, and a cadence of how to make that follow-up happen. Just download the free report down below and let me know how it works out for you. Until next time, you have a great day.